calendar event. There are events set for this year, 2023. There's one in Tunisia. There's another one in Ethiopia. And all these events, some are youth games, youth Commonwealth games, and all this. How does this help you in terms of transitioning from the young junior athletes to the senior athletes, preparing them to join the senior teams?
One of the things we've proactively advocated for as a National Olympic Committee is development of emerging stars. For a long time, we hold on to athletes beyond their peak period. As a country, sometimes you have to realize that once an athlete reaches the peak, yes, they might go and win, but it's time to start giving another crop of athletes to be able to take over and be able to compete. But it has to be managed, because you might make the call too late, or you might make the call too early. So individual federations can be able to make their own assessment in terms of their teams and the individual athletes. At what point do they need to transition to the young ones? We've encouraged very, very much that all our federations run youth development programs, because we need to have depth, so that as senior athletes are career is coming to an end, then the others were able to pick that up. What we've done to assist that particular program is to run our own youth camps. We started running these youth camps in 2018. We've been running all through every school holiday. Unfortunately, because of the COVID pandemic, we stopped, but we resumed last year. Already we ran about 2, and we are running at the 3rd one, starting this Wednesday, all the way to the 5th of May. The idea is to try and encourage as many federations as possible to be able to run this program, so that we prepare these youth. But we're also saying, as a country, this youth must go for international exposure. It's always such a pity that sometimes we send our teams at senior level and they have not gone through the youth development. They have not been exposed to international standards of facilities, international events, or competitions. And so we are saying we need to proactively encourage and support our youth so they can be able to start competing. By the time they reach senior level, they can be ready first to take over. But more important is it's not simply to take over for the sake of it. It's that they are mature to a certain level that they can be able to compete. So this year we are lucky. We have quite a number of youth events. The first one is scheduled for July in Ethiopia. This is their Noka Zone 5. Zone 5 brings together 11 countries from Egypt, Sudan, South Sudan, all the way to the East African countries. 11 of them form the Zone 5, and therefore will be competing in the youth games. Ideally, this was to prepare our teams within the region to be able to go for the African Youth Championship, which are scheduled this year, but a lot of challenges within most of the countries which have bid to host. We are still hoping that it can come up in the last quarter. As of now, Congo Brazzaville have expressed an interest, and they have been given the green light to host the games. I know previously also Sudan had thought of that, but with the recent political developments, we are not so sure whether that will happen. But we are hoping Congo Brazzaville can be able to run the sports. Then we have the big one, the Youth Commonwealth in August, Trinidad, Tobago, where we are sending our youth. That is good because it goes beyond Africa. Most of the time, you'd almost say that the team we should start training to go to participate in the Commonwealth, which will be in Victoria in 2026, and also in subsequent Olympics. So for us, as an Olympic committee, I wish that all these youngsters will be able to train, will be able to prepare, and they can be able to compete effectively when we send them for the different events which will be happening this year. That is on the youth level.
Now, I suppose because of time, let's talk about the preparation for the parade. Everybody's talking about it. But before we talk about